Hello Sagittarius! Welcome to your reading. This is for Sag Suns and Rising, as well as progressed Sag Suns and Rising. So let's jump into it, guys. I am in a totally different outfit. I realized that I had to film this reading over 3 goddamn days because I just, you know, you live and you learn, and I realized that I can't do these horoscopes as quickly as I thought, and yeah, so here we are. I'm actually filming this on Monday. So I filmed the last of the reading on Friday, so we're a bit late. But anyway, Sag, let's hop into it. Wow, you guys are having this beautiful Venus Cazimi happening in your 7th house, which is pretty funny because, you know, Venus being with the sun in her Cazimi, it really is about relationships anyway, and it's happening in your relationship house. It's making a trine over here to your North Node that is in Aries, a sextile. To your North Node that's over here in Aries in the 5th house, and it's making a sextile. A trine, leaving me, fucking everything up. A trine to your South Node in the 11th. So really, you and relationships is a big thing this week. It's really feeling like you guys might be talking to friends, you guys might be talking to family, lovers, just having a bit of fun this week, or it's really you needing to have a little bit of fun this week. It's definitely a week that is going to be bringing up relationship issues if you're having any, especially with North Node Chiron. You've just had Mars with Chiron, we've had the moon there. It was a heavy weekend, and I will be the first one to say, as a progressed Sag rising, I flipped my lid at my partner. I will put my hand up and say that I acted like a complete fuckwit on the weekend. And so, Sag, I'm here with you if you did the same thing. But this is definitely an energy of feeling wounded in relationships and wounded in partnerships, particularly because we have this Chiron Mars that was in your 5th house last week. So it was probably definitely bringing up some things that maybe need a little bit of tweaking. Communication is definitely coming up. So you guys, with having the North Node in and Chiron and all this stuff in your 5th house, it really is a time for you to have fun. One of the messages that I was getting for you guys was to get out in the sun. Like, preparing for your reading all morning, I've just been looking, like, just outside from where I'm filming is literally a beautiful sunny day. There's sun everywhere. I'm looking at the sun and I just want to go sit in that goddamn sun, but instead I got to sit in here and do this. So Sag, please get outside and go be in the sun if that's what it feels like you need, because with Chiron being in the 5th house, North Node in the 5th house, Mars here, coming to the end of being in your 5th house, this is such a powerful time for you to get outside and in the sun and to just enjoy the feeling of having the sun on your skin. You know that feeling when you feel like a complete piece of shit, and then as soon as you go sit outside in the sun for a bit and read a book or have a tea or just look at the trees, you know, you just feel like a different person. So I'm very much urging you to do that this week, because I think it's going to help you to really ground. We have this square between the sun and Venus that's going to be building towards the end of the week, and it is going to be hitting Saturn between your 7th and your 4th house. So still family stuff, relationship stuff, home stuff, it's all really very much amplified for you this week. It's definitely a week of probably needing to try and be as emotionally regulated as possible, because you are going to be very stimulated in your daily life. It might feel like there's a lot to do, or there's a lot going on with family, there's a lot going on with friends, there's just a lot going on in general. So it's definitely a week of needing to sort of give yourself breaks and to give yourself moments of rest and restoration when you need them, as well as, like I said, but the fun thing, getting out in the sun, going and playing. Sex as well is something that is coming up with this 5th house. And see, the 8th house is like crazy sex. The 5th house is more fun, casual sex. So, you know, just having a little bit of hanky-panky could really help. We have strategy with the red fox coming up, and fierceness. Oh my God, my camera keeps going upside down. This is insane. See, you guys probably aren't going to notice because I'm going to try and flip this video around when you guys see it, but for some reason, filming on my camera, it's turned upside down. So now me showing you these cards is upside down in my vision, and it's driving me crazy. It's been driving me crazy all morning. So this is probably Uranus 6th house sort of shit, where things are just going really weird. They're, you know, unconventional stuff, especially technology. It's like just weird shit happening technologically, especially with the sun and Venus also in Gemini making this connection, and we've got Mercury now in Gemini, we've got the Jupiter making its trine to Pluto this week in Aquarius. So that's just weird technological shit, and I am very much seeing it for you guys. It's happening to me currently as I'm trying to do your bloody reading. So with fierceness coming out in the Wolverine, look at this. This is very much like battle vibes. Oh my god, it's so hard to try and get these cards in the right spot when it's upside down. So warrior battle vibes, and that's the thing. I literally just finished making a story just before filming this reading on my Instagram about essentially the war that is coming and the potential possibility of conscription and all that sort of stuff for Pluto Sagittariuses. Now, a lot of you guys, not all of you guys are going to be Pluto Sag, but just saying, Sag, there is a warrior-like energy that's coming through for Sagittarius. Especially with having Pluto being in an air sign, wherever you have your Sagittarius will be trined by Pluto. So, me having a 0 degree Pluto Sag, I'm having this trine exactly with Pluto at the moment, and it's definitely got the fierceness coming out. It's definitely got the Wolverine coming out. So it's about having strategy, even though there's this fierceness. Oh my god, and see, look, now my camera has just fucking put itself back upright. So, look, there are some things that you just can't control. Like, it's literally out of your control this week. And so you're just needing to find a strategy to get yourself through this emotional... like shitstorm is pretty much always the word that I get for this type of energy. It's just like, it's literally feeling like this, I don't know, it feels like this cloud is opening up and like all this shit is just raining down on it, the entire collective. And I think, Sag, it's really starting to affect you. We have authenticity coming up with the wolf. Oh my god, and my camera's gone back to the front again, so holy shit, that's just so frustrating. See, I'm getting frustrated even in this reading. So being authentic to yourself is definitely very, very important at the moment, but being authentic in a way that's actually going to really, I think, how do we say, like, expand in your heart, because I feel like with all this 5th house energy, with all this 7th house, it's almost like, you know, your relationships and maybe the harsh conversations and the harsh energies that are coming through this week are actually going to really help you find your authentic space. Like, what is, because anger and triggers are showing you what's authentically not feeling right within you. It's showing you where your boundaries have been crossed. It's showing you where you're actually not feeling safe, held, heard, all that sort of stuff. So you having this anger sort of be triggered is gonna help you guys find what it is and to communicate with yourself and with the people around you what it is that you're actually needing. Maybe this is you stepping up and speaking up about your needs a little bit more. It feels like, Sag, there can be a bit of a difficulty in expressing that. You know, you do have Gemini on the 7th house, and so I feel like you guys can like get so caught up in you know, wanting to talk things through with your partners and talking about maybe anything and everything without actually talking about the real issues, if you know what I mean. It's like, let's just talk about what's going on in the news and what's going on out here and what's going on out there, but the reality is that we were actually really needing to talk about some like Chiron, Mars, like wounded stuff, where maybe, you know, there's, maybe you guys, like, if you're in a relationship, you need to be going on more dates and you're finding that this relationship's feeling a little stifled, you know, it's feeling like with this Cazimi happening in Gemini in your 7th house, it's like sort of stimulating the relationship and stimulating your ability to communicate and to connect with your partners and things like that, as well as connecting with your friends and things, you know. I think this trine to the South Node and Lilith having her conjunction with the South Node this week, it's definitely a time to maybe not you know, ditch the partner for the friends at the moment. It definitely feels like there's a possibility this week where things could get really intense or really heavy, and it has you wanting to sort of reach out to your friends and to, like, you know, ditch the partner thing and just like go off and do something. And you know, with Lilith being there, like maybe it's like getting really drunk or just going and doing something that you might kind of regret later. Maybe saying something, the wrong thing, you know, all that sort of stuff. It's like just being careful with your expression and the way you're expressing yourself with your partners, because there's definitely this this kind of like push that says, okay, well, if I'm upset, I'm going to go and try and talk to my friends, and there's nothing wrong with that. That actually might be exactly what you need, but don't go talking to the friends and then deciding, all right, well, the friends say that I should do this. You know, it's almost like your friends at the moment might not have the best idea of what's actually best for you. So what, you know, it's like, how do we say? It's kind of like open your heart and tell them what's going on, but don't need them to give you the exact advice that you need. Your heart knows what you need, with North Node being in the 5th house. And with Mars coming to the end of being in your 5th house, you know what you need. You know you've had this past month and a bit since Mars has been in Aries, you've had a really profound time of getting to know what it is that you really like, what you really need, what really brings you happiness, what really brings you joy. And there is some woundedness with that because of Chiron. So, you know, it's okay to trust and to listen to yourself and to not be so caught up in what everyone else is doing and what everyone else's relationships look like. This is really about you and what your relationships look like. We have the 7 of Swords coming out, which is not great. The 4 of Cups and the 2 of Swords. So you know what? That's actually this energy. And 2 of Coins. Some of you guys might be tossing up between whether to stay in a relationship or whether to leave a relationship, or whether to stay with someone, whether to leave someone, or a job. You know, it could be a multitude of different things, but it's this energy of push and pull, stay or leave. And this 4 of Cups with the 2 of Swords with the 7 of Swords feels to me like don't be making any hasty decisions about just packing up and leaving, especially if it's got to do with someone that you actually genuinely really care about. The 4 of Cups and the 2 of Swords feels as though there's something that you're not seeing about how you actually probably have more support than you realize. With the 4 of Cups, it's always an energy of like, you know, there's good stuff out there, but I'm not seeing it. My eyes are closed to seeing the beauty that's all around me. And that can definitely be Chiron in the 5th house sort of stuff, where it's like, you know, there's all this beauty in life, and the North Node's trying to get you to focus on the beauty of life. North Node's trying to get you to focus on happiness and actually feeling like, you know, connected and inspired by life and stuff all over again. But there is this energy of like maybe holding, and with this 2 of Swords, I always get an energy of like holding your heart at bay. And that's the thing with Chiron and Mars. It might be that you're like, don't want to be vulnerable and you're trying to protect your heart a lot this week. And so your guidance is to kind of like let those walls come down a little bit. I keep seeing this like rain cloud that just feels like it opens up and drops on top of you guys. So be careful with your communication. Don't say the wrong thing. Don't just like unleash this Wolverine and attack the people closest to you because you are having like a trigger moment. And I'm saying all this out of my own fucking bullshit because that's exactly what I did on the weekend, and it was such a stupid thing that I did. It was honestly so stupid and so unnecessary, and I've done it multiple times. And you know, it's just at this point with all this Gemini hitting this 5th house, hitting this 11th house for you and me because of this Sag fucking rising shit progressed. It's really like looking at our triggers and seeing them. Even with the moon having its conjunction with Uranus this week, it's like, where can we actually look at where we might be the problem? You know, like, are you responding and reacting in your relationships as if somebody like your partner is an ex, or as if your partner is like your parents? You know, are you reliving ancestral patterns, especially with the Venus Sun square that's building towards Saturn between your 7th and your 4th? Are you reliving ancestral patterns and playing the same old shit that your parents played? You know, are your reactions, are you like a little mini mom? Are you a little mini dad? And that's the thing. That was the thing I noticed about myself, is that I even talked to my mum after I had my breakdown, and she was like, yeah, that's what I used to do with your dad. That's what I used to do with your dad. That's what I used to do with your dad. And I was like, holy fucking shit, I am playing out the same bullshit. I react the exact same way because that's what I was taught. So just being very aware of that. We have the mediator coming up for you. So it's very much about needing to not be on one side or the other or being too intense about anything. It's about being in the middle, my loves. It says, gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. So that's the thing, Sag. Don't get so lost in that your way is the right way, because Sag, you know, you guys can have a tendency to do that. Raising my hand. You know, so mediator is really about having your sort of, you know, just understanding both sides of a coin rather than just one side, you know. And then we have the femme fatale, which says, highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. Shadow attributes is an inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money and power. Then we have gossip at the bottom of the deck. It says, awakens consideration for the feelings of others, honoring trust. Shadow attributes is thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information and betraying confidences. So that's the number one thing, maybe with this friendship thing that's coming up this week, is don't be you know, telling your friends anything that you wouldn't really want them to know out of the moment. So, you know, when you get really, really angry and you just start like being like, no, well, this is blah, blah, blah. And you ring up your friend and you go, I fucking hate my partner. He does this, he does that, he does this, you know, and you just fucking go down that rabbit hole. That is not the energy that is going to be really supportive for you this week. That is probably going to be that South Node Libra, where it's like, you know, things just get worse and worse and worse the more you talk about it, and the more you sort of like share that with your friends and they have their perceptions, you know. Don't bring other people's perceptions into this that don't need to be into it, if you know what I mean. It really, like, the erotic energy is coming up for you guys, so that's definitely a trigger that is coming out. And with this mediator, look, sometimes we don't know how to get our needs actually met. We don't know how to actually get our points across without losing our shit. And so this is a trigger point for you guys to realize how to communicate without losing your shit. Simple as that. Simple as that, you know. If you need something more sexually stimulating, and with this Sun Venus Cazimi in the 7th, you need a very stimulating relationship, and you're a Sag anyway, Gemini on the rising. So, you know, you need a relationship that feels like you can laugh in, you can have fun in, that you guys can sort of be, you know, a little bit twin-like. And so I think don't put all your eggs in one basket. So like with this fierceness and this strategy, don't, you know, just all of a sudden decide this week, you know what, it's just not working with my partner. I'm going to go move in with my friends and we're going to like just go do the college thing again. Not that we're at college, but we're just going to go, I'm just going to go live with my friends, and I just want to be having fun with this 5th house, Chiron, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I just want to go have fun, and it's Aries. So it's like, well, I'm going to go have single life fun. When the reality is, no, this is about relationships at the moment. This is about you building something with someone, and you learning to actually commit and stay in something that feels like, you know, with Saturn being here and the square, it's like you need to be in something that feels like it's actually going to be emotionally stable over time. And that's why maybe with this square, things aren't going to be exactly stable. It's an opportunity for you to see the triggers. It's not an opportunity for you to tear it all to the ground and destroy it all. Like I said in the first part of this horoscope, we don't need to be destroying things on a whim at the moment. What we do need to be doing is, you know, sifting and sorting through what feels right, what feels wrong, making sure that we actually know where we're going, making sure that we know what we want, and not just making hasty decisions. This is really about, you know, the fantasy with Pisces on the 4th house is having a really beautiful, dreamy, amazing home life, you know, and that's a beautiful thing. So open yourself up to possibly receiving that through communicating what you need, you know. It can't be that you have this idea of what a perfect relationship is, but you don't ever voice that to your partner, and so they're not actually showing up in the way that you think that they should be, but you've never even mentioned it. You know, you've never even told them that your ideal relationship dream is to have a beach house, when you guys are just, you know, you're living in the city and you haven't even mentioned to him that your dream is to actually live by the ocean. You know what I mean? You have to talk things out. You have to talk things through, Sag. So I'm going to leave this reading here. I love you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it helped. Make sure you check out your channel song, and I'm going to see you in next week's reading. Make sure you check out your other placements as well, and I'll see you in the next one, Sag. Peace.